everybody, my name is Jamie. You'll know me as Jamie herself. I'm the face behind the art on the channel. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some stuff I've been working through on Procreate. I'm mostly doing digital art on Procreate on my iPad Pro. So I wanted to talk about some things I've discovered lately, some imposter syndrome-y thingies, how to really think about your mental health as it relates to creating art, and how to be easier on yourself as an artist while you're working in Procreate if you have too high of expectations for yourself. So I'll have some pieces going up as I talk. So here we go. I have been working really hard for some reason. I've been very dedicated to this one piece. And it's a capybara head, and this shouldn't be difficult. For most of my Procreate paintings, I'm working at a 9K by 9K scale. So each piece is a square, and it's 9,000 by 9,000. That's a lot of pixels, my friends. It takes a long time to fill the screen up, right? So you spend forever on a canvas. It's like the difference between like doing an itty bitty canvas and then doing like a mural, right? Like it's gonna take longer and it's more effort and you fight with it more probably. I typically work at 9K by 9K, and I've been fighting with this piece and many of my other pieces lately where I'm just like, it's not done enough, and I typically paint really big because I really want details in my digital paintings. I found recently how gratifying it can be to work smaller. And this should seem really obvious, right? But like, you don't have to paint really big unless you're planning on having your digital prints become something like a massive poster, like big canvas pieces, wall hangings, of course. So you don't have to work that big. I have this problem with myself where I'm like, okay, I have to work big just in case, because if you paint small and then you want it bigger later, you're going to have some pixel distortion. So I had to let that go a little bit, and I just wanted to make art that was fun, so I could get a little bit of dopamine hit while I was struggling with some other stuff. So what I've been working on lately are these silly little frogs, and then also a cat mermaid based off of a traditional piece that I've been working on. So I'll show you these pieces as I'm chatting. So this capybara piece has been giving me a ton of trouble, but then I decided to start with this weird little chicken nugget of a frog that just says darn poopin' on it instead of darn tootin', because I'm very funny, if you haven't found out from my channel. I had to give it a little cowboy hat. I didn't use any reference photos. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do to make this fun. And like, while I will say reference photos are invaluable, every artist should use reference photos. It is no point of shame, and it is necessary to have reference photos. You make better art with reference photos, but sometimes you just want to have fun. Sometimes girls just want to have fun. Okay? So I drew this chicken nugget, which was very fun, and it made me happy, and I posted it on Tumblr, which I just started a new account. I'll add it to my social links below if you want to follow me on Tumblr. And then I was working on what I've called a permaid. I'm sure someone else has thought of this punny name because cat mermaid is just a funny concept. And I don't think I'm that clever that I'm the only one to have thought of this one thing. But it is called a permaid in my mind. It is based off of a picture of my cat, Daisy. So yeah, I don't typically draw mermaids, but this was the one time I was like, now the fun time. I was just working on a piece in gouache, and then I decided to digitize that in progress gouache painting. So there's that. That is also a smaller work. So these are all 2048 by 2048. So much smaller than that 9K by 9K. So 2,000 and some change by 2,000 and some change. So we have the chicky nuggy frog cowboy. We have this permaid, and then we also have what I imagine was a very vaguely threatening, adorable, screaming frog that says, "Be nice to yourself or else," because I love threatening mental health messages of encouragement. We love to see it. And then I'll add one more sketch that I worked on for funsies that is also a 2048 by 2048. And this is a painting of two clouds. Don Hertzfeld did a short that included a cloud screaming, "My anus is bleeding." Well, I'm a big fan, and by big fan, I really dislike Ron DeSantis because he's a bigot and he's afraid of both periods and queer people. And not in this Pride Month, son. So we have two clouds high-fiving and raining period blood and queer joy on Ron DeSantis, which is probably his worst nightmare. And I loved illustrating that. And these were all just like quick, beginning to end. It took me like at most an hour. Whereas the bigger paintings take me much longer, weeks, months to finally get things done the way I want them done. I've been kind of a perfectionist lately with my paintings, and it's not good for me. I do believe in sketching. So be good to yourself. Let yourself draw some silly stuff. Make yourself laugh. Make other people laugh. It's not that deep. Not every piece is going to be mind-bogglingly well executed. Let yourself doodle, cartoon, whatever. I feel like if you're sitting around saying, I can't draw it unless it's perfectly executed, you're not going to get the most out of your brain. So let your brain have some fun. If you're working on a long project, work on some short stuff on the side. Post some stuff on Instagram that's just for fun. It's not that deep. I mean, it feels that deep. You're allowed to enjoy your art. Even if art is fun for you most of the time, like it can also be stressful, and you should monitor your stress, is what I'm saying. I have a serious problem with just getting really tense about my art and getting really in my head about it, where I'm like, it's not looking good. Like when the time lapse comes out for all my videos, everybody's going to see how like dumb it looked and how many things I changed and how many things I scrapped, which is just like, whatever. Like, I hope that you guys look at my time lapses and go, wow, she really changed her mind on that. Like, how gratifying is it to see that she didn't get it right the first time? I love seeing people mess up on things because I think it's liberating for all of us. So glad to be of service. I hope you had fun chatting with me about art today. And I would love to hear how big you work in your digital paintings if you're a digital artist. What have you been doodling lately? How have you been working through feelings of potentially like anxiety when completing work, perfectionism? Where have you been at in terms of your mental health as you create stuff? But thank you for hanging out with me. I post every Friday. My socials are below. You can find me on the Instagram, Twitch, Tumblr. I'm around. You can find me at jamieherself.com. I appreciate you, and I will see you next Friday for another one. Bye, everybody.